Good morning, good afternoon, or good night. I'm your host, Peyton.
I'm your host, Pensley.
I'm a special guest, Chandler. See, we're laughing, guys. This is called unseriousness on the
Your name was
podcast.
Robert.
That's my middle name.
I've been wondering that because I know your Instagram is
So
Chandler.
yeah, so my
I've been
Instagram
like,
is Chandler. Most people call me Chandler. It's that my first name is Robert, and it doesn't really matter. Like I go by Robert in school sometimes, but it's just if they're gonna do it here, my social media is on the podcast, so it's gonna be like Chandler.
Important questions to ask us.
I have two, and they both relate to my personal life in dating and just in my knowledge in general. My first one is, what constitutes a high snap score? Is there a threshold? Is there you have to have it for this many years to have this much of a snap score? What do y'all think?
So I don't have snaps. I feel like I don't have much info on that, but I think, I don't know, Peyton, you go first.
She doesn't even understand what a snap score is.
I don't even like.
Do you have Snapchat?
Yeah, I do.
What's your snap score?
Like maybe 10,000.
Okay, yeah. So I've had Snapchat since 2020, and my score is 70,000.
I've had mine since 2020 as well.
Okay, but see, a lot of people.
I feel like yours isn't excessive though. I feel like it's not a total or
No, I would say mine is much lower than most people's.
Okay.
Especially so if you even as a guy, there's a lot of guys with much higher Snap scores. But I'm not super active on Snap. But I was at one point.
Mm-hmm.
So my question is, if I meet somebody, and I care about not your history. I want a genuine person. I want somebody who's been around. Is a million Snap score for a girl crazy, or is that just we have streaks?
How long has she had it?
We'll say since 2020. We'll just give a baseline of you've had it for 6 years.
I think that's totally insane.
You think so?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's insane.
Is
What do you
she
think?
only on Snap?
No. So what I have noticed, and I hope she's not listening, but I doubt she is that it doesn't go up very much now. But to get to a million Snap score, you have to be snapping 200 people a day,
That's
multiple times a
God.
day, for years consistently.
I would say that a million is pretty bad. But she might just have a lot of friends too. So it's just a hard thing to determine.
It is about that, but it's also does a high Snap score signify maybe you're foot of streets,
I
really
think.
there.
I mean, I know you know this girl, and I know you would know her personality. Do you think she's like that, or do you think?
See, I don't know her that well.
Okay.
That's why you got to ask the
Oh.
questions. I found this out, and I was like, well, I don't want to pursue anything if I find out, she's
Yeah,
not somebody that I would see myself with. So
I
it's
think
really just.
definitely. If you didn't know about her Snap score at all, if you think just from her general personality or what you've heard, that might affect it too. But I think knowing the Snap score, maybe you should ask. Maybe
Maybe I should ask.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of the thing you can't really ask a girl. So are you you easy? You get around?
I saw your Snap score was a million, so I just
Yeah.
had to
Yeah,
ask.
I had to ask, and that
Curious.
is an honest question for anybody wondering. You're allowed to ask whatever you want. You just can't be mad if you get a rude response.
Yeah, that's good.
That's my only question. So, my special guest appearance will be ending now. I thank y'all for your
Okay.
time.
Yeah, it was
I
like a
think
game.
I'm glad I got to ask Pensley a question. It was great. Thank you guys.
Okay.
Thank you. Okay, so we got a couple questions. We have this Google form that's been up for a while, and just as a reminder, if you ever want to fill it out, we've got the QR code posted on our Instagram, which is also in the poster around the school. You can just come up to us in person as well. But we've got a few questions recently. Do you want to ask one first?
Yes. So the first question is, as a lesbian, how do I quit pulling guys?
Okay, so first off, I think that's a really great question, but I think we can even make it, apply to others. So you
Make it
can,
broader.
yeah, make it more broad. Just how do I stop attracting unwanted attention? And I think, so personally, I'm not a lesbian, but I have a lot of guy friends. And I do think when it comes to a situation like that, it's a lot about distancing. If you don't want your guy friend or your girlfriend to start having feelings for you, you need to probably distance a little bit. Maybe y'all are really close. Maybe you guys see your personality so much, and proximity has a big thing to do with that. When you start catching feelings, proximity is always going to kind of enhance that. And I think distancing is the easiest way to do that, at least.
Yeah, I can see where you're coming from. I think the first thing you do is just kind of be honest with them and
Yeah.
say, I don't like you. Because I know a lot of people don't say, I don't like you, but complain about it all the time. So,
Yeah, I think, like setting boundaries and having a little confrontation goes a long way for something like.
and just stop talking to the dude if he still wants you when he knows you're a lesbian, I think.
Yeah,
That's a good first step.
Also a good first step, yeah.
Okay, the next question is, what would you do if when you're okay, so he said, would go?
Makes no sense. Okay. I asked someone about that. I saw that on the Google form, and I was like, what does this even mean? They were like, it's like an Ethel Cain thing. I was like, I have no idea what that means. Do you know, like...
No.
Okay, so what I say, that doesn't make any sense.
I don't know who Ethel Cain is.
A singer, I believe. I'm not
Oh.
quite sure. Yeah.
I don't
Okay.
think I'm cultured enough.
I feel you. So another question we got: how do I get rid of that one friend that really is causing so many issues, but just lies to the faces of others, and it seems like you're the only one who sees through their fakeness?
I think a good first step is obviously if you yourself don't want to hang out with that person, don't hang out with them as much. I know
Yeah.
that sounds really basic, but if you just don't hang out with them at lunch or text them as often, because the big thing is if you stop initiating things with people, most of the time over time, they also stop.
Yeah. And I think when it comes to like the fakeness thing, I think recently social media's had a big influence on it. Like when you see somebody's social media and you meet them in person, you're like, you're totally fake. Like I can see like things like that. And I heard this one thing once that you don't have to follow your friends on social media. Like if you've got this toxic friendship or you know somebody that just brings you down as a person, you don't have to follow them. And it's okay to unfollow and just not bring it up or not make a big deal out of it. And I think just that's another way to like kind of not cut off completely, but just distance from somebody and distance from someone who is fake and makes you feel bad and just makes you like angry to be around. Someone who gives you like that negative kind of vibe, just even knowing them, it's really not okay, and they shouldn't have that much of an impact on just your regular life. So,
It's just a good thing not to be near someone who makes you that angry.
yeah.
Be the bigger person.
Okay, so our last question is it wrong and or petty of my boyfriend if he said goodnight after I said I love you goodnight? We've been saying I love you for over a year, and this was after an argument. So to kind of like summarize that question, kind of simplify it a bit, is it wrong if you said I love you goodnight and your boyfriend just says straight up goodnight after an argument, basically?
It is. I hate when people do that so much. I can't stand it. If you
It seems
can't find
personal.
it in yourself to say I love you back to someone that you've been saying I love you to for a while, it's not like you're moving too fast. And it's just because y'all had an argument. That's just that's conditional.
And I think, yeah, good point. So I think if you ask them about it and they say, like, I didn't want to say it then after that argument, like, I didn't feel like I should say it then, that's basically them saying they weren't feeling it then. And that's a very conditional kind of love, like you said, because love, and just like the definition, like generic kind of term, is supposed to be unconditional. It doesn't matter about your actions or about like things you've done in your past or what you're going to do. It's just be, I love you, and nothing's going to like change that. So I think whenever you see something like that happen and you confront about it and you get that kind of response of like, I didn't feel like I loved you at that point, that's very conditional. Like, I have to do works and I have to do actions and I have to do all these good things for you to love me, and that's not okay. And I think after disagreement, you need to clear that up immediately, that I still love you, you know?
Yeah, and I completely agree with that. But if you're with someone and it bothers you when they do that, honestly, I would say the best route is if even after talking about it and they're like, well, I just didn't feel like saying it after the argument we had, I think it's best that both of y'all maybe break up, because the argument reflects on both of y'all and y'all aren't going to change.
Yeah. And I think it doesn't have to just be like a breakup, right? I mean, that's kind of what you're saying. Like, I totally agree, but also like maybe just a break. Take some time away and, okay, I would say like setting boundaries, but not like, okay, I mean more of when you're in a break, set boundaries of like, don't talk to me for a bit. I need some time to like actually think and you're just going to piss me off. Like, something like that, you know?
Yeah, I understand where you're coming from on that.
Right. And, yeah, distancing and confronting. I think it's really good I think it's a healthy thing if you notice that and you're upset by it and you say something. You don't just be like, okay, then good night, too. Like, I don't love you either. Like, if you have an actual conversation, like, asking, like, why'd you say that? Like, don't let it drag on for too long and don't make them feel bad necessarily without them even knowing what's wrong. Just, like, tell them, like, or ask, why'd you do it? You know?
Yeah. So I think that's all of the questions that we have for today. So to conclude that, please fill out our Google form. Like, actually, it's really empty right now.
Mm-hmm. And we've been posting the poster on our stories as well on Instagram, so if you want to go ahead and follow those. And also, if the QR code doesn't work for you, you can just message us privately with your questions for advice, anything like that. We are always open for that. And in person, too, if you don't want it online. But definitely scan that QR code around the school, too.
YouTube video. But with that said, Ask Pensley is out.